Hi students, today we will be starting with our 10th standard bridge course. As a continuation of bridge course revision, today's topic is tissues. In previous class we would have spoken about cell structure and function. Now we will be going to the higher level, that is your tissue. So now when you are talking about tissue, first you should know what is a tissue, what are the types of tissues and what are the major classification. Here we are not getting deep into the topic, rather we are going to learn the subtopics, like what are the names and where they are present. Got it? So now first tissue, we have to write the definition of tissue. Tissue is nothing but a group of particular same cell. A group of cells with similar structure. They will perform a particular function. See here. Group of same type of cell. A group of same type of cells. They group themselves to do what? To do a particular function. A group of same type of cell are grouped to perform a particular or a specific function. Particular or a specific function. Now see, once again I will tell you. Now I am going to take a group of cells. Okay. Now this group of cells are same in structure. They are same, like say size, shape and what are the organelles present in them are same. But now all this group of cells together are there. Now what will they do? They will perform a specific function. Okay, now when I am telling specific function, so let me tell you an example. See now specific function is, suppose you take your heart. Now heart is made up of a particular tissue. Now what heart will do? Heart work is to what? To pump the blood. So it is a circulatory system. Next we'll go to brain. Brain, we have your connective tissues. What brain does? It gives the signal to entire body to make the proper functioning. The same way we take a same cells but in a group to perform a specific function. Now you got to know the definition of a tissue and what is a tissue. Now let us get into the different forms of tissues. Now let me draw a tabular column so that you will understand a flow chart. Now basically I said tissue. Now in living beings what we classify? First into your plants and next goes to your animals. The same way even tissues also are classified into two major categories. Now what are the two major categories here? The first one goes for your plants and the next one goes for your animals. Okay, so tissues are present in the living cells, that is your living beings. Now living beings basically we are classifying into two, that is your plants and animals. See, your plants and animals. Okay, these are the major classification. Now, but under plants and under animal also we are classifying the tissues based on their location. Location means where they are present and then based on their function. Now which function they are up to do. So even that also we are considering for this. So plant, where are the tissues present and what are the names of it and what function they do. Same way in animals, where are the tissues are present and what is their function. So now we will get into plants first. We will discuss about the plant tissues and then later on we will move with your animal tissues. Now first goes for your plant tissues. So now under plant tissues there are two types. The first type is your meristematic tissue. The first type is what? It is your meristematic tissue. See, the spelling is M-E. Meristematic. Meristematic tissue. And then comes with your permanent tissue. Next comes with your permanent tissue. So now T, this bracket, you don't get confused, it's nothing but your tissue. I am representing T for tissues. Now meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So now first let me tell what is your meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues are nothing but your primary tissues. That is your birth of the tissue, the birth of the cell, starting stage. Okay, like you can say your baby, your adolescent, like your a newborn baby. Like from the month of 0 to 12 months, that is your 1 year. That period is there, no? When we tell kindergarten, like baby, adolescence, the same term only, here it is meristematic. That is the primary growth of a plant. When you see the cells in that, the tissues, that is said to be your meristematic. Permanent means it is adult. When the tree or a plant is grown thoroughly, when that time a tissue is performing a function, that is said to be your permanent tissue. For the overall growth is your permanent tissue. For your starting stage of growth is your meristematic tissue. Now, under meristematic tissue also you have your classification. Why there are so much of classification in plants is because plants, the makeup of plants, that is the parts or the functions of the cells, everything of plants are very unique from one to another. See, like basically now when you talk about humans, male and female, see the digestive system, the circulatory system, the excretory system all remains the same. But for plants, when you see, there are herbs, there are shrubs, there are trees, okay, aquatic trees. So there are so many classifications here. So at that time, each one of them, let us say, meristematic tissue or the permanent tissue, they have unique functions. So based on that only, we have been classified them into different parts further also. Now under meristematic tissue, there are 3 types. Now what are the 3 types under meristematic tissue is? The first one goes for your apical meristem. It is your apical meristem. The second one is intercalary meristem. I will explain you what all is. Okay. Intercalary meristem, and then again here goes for meristem. Okay, I have written here the full form, the same full form only here also it stands. And next goes your apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Now, when you see this apical term, intercalary and lateral, I will tell what it is. What I said for meristem, they are primary cells. Okay, they are growing. I can say tiny buds. Okay, they are growing tissues. So apical meristem means if you take a plant where the growth regions are there, like can you say shoot tip or root tip, there you can see your apical meristem where the growth point starts. When you are sowing your seed, right? When you would have seen some animated videos where when you sow your seed, you can see a white color extended growth. Okay, so that kind of tissue is your apical meristem tissues. Lateral is nothing but your nodes. Now suppose this is your tree and here your branches grows, isn't it? Now suppose this is your tree, your branches grows like this. This region is there, no? That region goes for your intercalary. And lateral is the outer part. So remember, meristematic tissue, 3 types: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. So these are your primary meristem. That to remember, these are your primary meristematic tissue. These are primary tissues. Now we'll go for permanent tissues. In permanent tissues also there are 2 divisions. So I will erase the board and write what are the 2 types of permanent tissues. Permanent tissues, okay. Now under permanent tissues also there are 2 types. One is simple permanent tissue and the next one is complex permanent tissue. Now first let me tell about simple and then I will go with complex. Now in this simple, okay, and here it is complex. Okay, now under simple also there are 3 types. Okay, under simple also there are 3 types. See, first plant tissue was there, and other 2, one was meristematic and one was permanent. In meristematic we spoke about apical, lateral and intercalary. Now in permanent also there are 2 types. That is your simple and your complex. But in simple you have 3 more. Now what are the 3 more? The first one is your parenchyma. Your second one is your collenchyma. And your third one is your sclerenchyma. Okay. So there are 3 types under your simple permanent tissue. And then comes for your complex tissue. In complex there are 2 types. In complex the first one goes for your xylem. And second one goes for your phloem. So now let me tell what are there and why they are there. Okay, for parenchyma. Now your meristematic tissues are there. Now when your permanent tissues arise and build, when your meristematic tissues are there, when they grow up, when the meristematic tissues are growing up, they get converted to your permanent tissues. So now I am telling you, when I said it has been growing up, means your meristematic tissue is only converted into your simple tissue. Okay, so under that parenchyma is nothing but your living cells. Remember, parenchyma are your living cells and they are placed like the manner which they are arranged in a plant. No, they are like liquids. They are loosely packed. Okay, they are loosely packed and they have gaps in between. Now, collenchyma means they have a pigment called chlorophyll, because plants should have chlorophyll. No, for photosynthesis. That part collenchyma does. Collenchyma has what? Photosynthesis. And like what photosynthesis means? It's a process in collenchyma. It doesn't have photosynthesis. It is a process which is taking place in collenchyma because it has chlorophyll. Next comes your sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma means it is a supportive tissue. It is fibrous in nature. It gives the physical and mechanical strength to the plants. And next comes your complex tissue. Under complex tissue, your xylem. Now xylem is what? Xylem is water conducting tissue. Water, when I tell water conducting, you can ask why, what is conducting now? Water conducting is nothing but from the soil, xylem will take up their nutrients, means your water, and it will pass through all the parts of the plant so that the plant will have a proper growth. So that's why xylem is water conducting tissue. And phloem is what? It is food conducting tissue. Now when I tell food, you will ask, ma'am, where? We only take food from plants. How food will come from plants? Now, food for plants is nothing but the nutrients which they get from the soil. Okay. Now, your plant tissue is done. Now, I will be writing for your animal tissues. Okay. Now, animal tissues. See, like plant tissues, there are no so much of classification. Animal tissues are only few. Animal tissues. Under animal tissues, the first one is your epithelial tissue. Animal tissues are epithelial. Next comes for your muscular tissue. Next comes for your connective tissue. Connective tissue. And the fourth comes for your adipose tissue. Okay, so epithelial, muscular, connective, adipose. Okay, these are your most important tissues. Now, epithelial tissues. Epithelial tissues you can see on the surface. Suppose your skin is there, right? Below underneath your skin, you will have your epithelial tissues. And your mouth lining are there, no, your throat lining, that will be your epithelial tissue. Inside of your throat lining, those places you can see your epithelial tissues. Muscular, the name itself suggests it's your muscle. It's your muscle cells. You can see this tissue in your muscles. And next comes your connective tissue. Connective tissue means the connection between, see now I have to bend my hands, okay. If it is only bone without my muscles, can I stretch my legs and stretch my hands or my fingers? It cannot. So this connective tissue help in attachment of bones with my muscles, so that I will able to stretch my fingers. Then adipose tissue, fat content tissue. Okay, so when you see people are fat, no, most of adipose tissue will be there in their body. So these are the few animal tissues which are very important for you people to understand. So I hope you understood your plant tissues and your animal tissues, but in your 10th standard we will be detailedly studying of your animal tissues and xylem and phloem from your plant tissues. Thank you children.